I had to restart this video. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay. Ooh. This is a reading I'm going to do on Nolan. Wells, and this is going to be for entertainment purposes. I'm going to use the element of water. And before I start this live, two things were happening. Okay? Two things were happening. Okay, so I'll wait for some of you guys to come on. And we're going to use the element of water since he was near water. Hey, you guys. So I'm pouring the water in. Yes, this is not from the tap. This is from the bottle. The plastic, the bottle. So water, the element of water is very interesting. We've been seeing a lot of water deaths with some people. I was in the body of water yesterday. And before I start this live, I was picking up on something, okay? What I was picking up was on two things, okay? And this is, I gotta say, for entertainment purposes, and I have written some things down, okay? I hope you guys are all doing well out there, okay? So I did a part 1 on Nolan, and I did a part 2. Now, I remote viewed the part 2, okay? Where I was talking about how he was fighting, okay? So part 1 was a general read where I just went right into it, okay? And when I went right into the energy, even before I went into the energy, okay? Before I went into the energy, automatically when I heard about his case, I went straight to a female's energy, something to do with a female, okay? Hey, Sharon. Okay, so before I even start any reads on Nolan, Xavier Wells, they call him No. And I wanted to do it by the element of water, okay? When I was in the water. But I got very emotional. My son got on my live, and I was crying and everything, you guys. On my live, okay? Hey, you guys. Hey, from Trinidad. So I want to say this. We're I think, Thursday. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I put it on my page. Let me go in here real quick. That we will be doing a candlelight visual for Nolan. For Nolan Xavier Wells. Okay, so everybody, you can go buy a white candle. Okay, I'm going to use white. Okay, you can use white or blue. I'm using white. Okay, that's the candle I'm using. So there's a couple things that happened before I start this live. Okay, I have saints that I've never took out my box. Okay, you guys know I just moved in here not too long ago. Okay, so I'm getting my place in order. I have a 2-bedroom townhouse. Okay, I have a lot of stuff. Not like a real lot. I'm not a hoarder, but I have a lot of stuff, and I like my stuff to be, because I have family that comes visit me. My kids come visit me, my grandkids. So I was, okay, so let me tell you what happened before I started this live right now, okay? So I had saints in I had Saint Michael, which I have over there. It's a medium-sized saint, okay, of Saint Michael, okay? If you know about the Catholic religion, a lot of during certain times when we couldn't practice our own religion, we would use their saints, but we would use their saints in our own way. So we could still, because our ways were banned, okay? So the two saints that I had in the boxes, you guys, come through, was Saint Michael and Saint Lazarus, okay? I have him over there. Okay. And I have another saint on my desk. Okay. And then I was coming home yesterday from the water and I found a sunflower. Okay, a sunflower on the side of the damn road. On nobody's property. Okay. And I was talking about Ashun, Yama, Atabe, our ancestors. Um so also before I start this live, I was hearing that he was drugged. Now, if you go to, and like I say, this is for entertainment purposes. If you go to my part 1, I kept saying, did they drug him? Okay. Because the reason why I say this is because, and he said something with, so, okay, so I had a sunflower yesterday. I don't feel like nothing's a coincidence, my friends. I was talking about Oshun. I have it right here. Oshun is the sunflower, okay? Let me take it out the water. So this tells me that justice is coming. And I was just talking about Ushun and Ashun, Yama, and Atabe bless me. Okay. They were sending their blessings, okay? Because I was crying. I was in that water and I was like, I didn't want to do that video in the water. I wanted to because there's so many water deaths and water rituals. Okay. And then also I was, okay, so I have Saint Michael and Saint Lazarus, okay? And if you know Saint Michael, he has the sword and he's fighting that demon. Okay? He's actually fighting a demon. I have him over there. I don't want to get up right now. And then I have Saint Lazarus, okay? And I was like, my gosh. And these saints have been in I bought them in Florida. Okay, Florida's my second home. And when I go down there, I have friends that have businesses and I go visit them. And I see like their inventory and stuff like that. And I talk to them and stuff like that. So Saint Michael is a saint, right? He has his wings and he's fighting that demon, that beast. Okay. Some of you guys don't know about Catholicism, but we used it. The Catholicism, we used it because we weren't allowed to practice many hoodoo, voodoo. Those Santeria arrived from voodoo, hoodoo. They're all one, okay? They were African traditions, and I never understood like. Well, my mom's side, she's more, she's black, okay? I had a DNA test, and I do have Yoruba, Cameroon, but the highest percentage is Nigerian, okay? Which I knew that. I can look at my cousins and tell they look Nigerian. I don't know, Nigerians have a certain look. But anyways, so we're going to use the element of water, my friends. So, and then, okay, so Saint Michael, the patron Saint Michael, he's fighting this demon, right? And he has his sword to fight this demon off, right? And Nolan was fighting these demons, but they weren't in the spiritual, they were in the physical. Well, they were in the spiritual and they were in the physical. This is why, like, they need to be talking about this stuff. I'm sorry, this stuff is real. Okay. And that saint I brought up last summer from Florida, and something just told me to get that saint out, and I was thinking it. I was like, okay, let me think about. And I had Nolan on my mind and stuff like that, and I said, I know I'm going to do this water reading on Nolan, and I believe he was drugged, you guys. And this is for entertainment purposes. I definitely believe he was drugged. So Saint Michael. The patron Saint Michael, you see him depicted, and I have a picture when I was in Florida. If you look at the Saint Michael, he's fighting this demon, right? And Saint Michael, he has two swords. And then he has a demon beneath him, his feet. And you guys, one of the cards I pulled out, there was a foot on Nolan's head. Okay, so that could have been referenced in Saint Michael, the patron Saint Michael. I cannot make this up. It's because I'm like, oh my gosh, talk to me, Nolan, talk to me. And then the other saint that I have out, okay, Saint Michael, he's fighting that beast. So Saint Michael is a saint, a patron saint in the Catholicism, and they're not even the thing that he's really fighting. If you look at the original pictures, if you look at Ethiopian Orthodox or you look at Coptic Orthodox, it's not even a person. It looks like reptilian, like a snake, a serpent. And before also, and then I got Saint Lazarus, okay? And these things have been in these boxes. I have a lot of friends in Florida that have shops. And I stop by their shops, you know, I talk it up with them and stuff like that, see how they're doing. I make my rounds, and I have clients that I have. So the patron saint Lazarus, okay. If you guys know about the patron saint Lazarus, right? This is crazy, really crazy. I had them in there since last year, like literally last year. Like, so if we look at the meaning of, before I even get into this water read, okay, because I have some questions that I have concerns about, okay. So I'm very thirsty, and when I was coming up the stairs, I felt like I was going to pass out. Somebody says, good morning, ma'am. Amen. Praise. To develop the perfect cycle, draw a circle every day for 50 years. Secret techniques. Okay. Whatever. So anyways, I have bots on here. I have distractions. And it's taken... Okay, so I felt like I was going to... So I think if you go on my reading, one of the cards actually has the foot. Remember I said they did something that he has damage to his head in my part 1. And it brought me, and I was taking out Saint Michael. I said, oh my God. The patron Saint Michael. So let's go to, then I have the Saint Lazarus, which these been in my, so anyways, they've been in boxes. And then I said, come on, Nolan, talk to me. I felt very weird, wobbly, okay, and I felt very thirsty. So do I believe Nolan was drugged? Yes, I do. And I believe something was put in a drink. Because I'm very parched. I'm very damn thirsty. Okay, so it's like he couldn't get enough. So this could be a reference to, okay, the drinking that I'm drinking. This is cherry Coke. Okay, so I'm drinking cherry Coke. So this could be a reference to his case of no matter what he drank. And I know certain drugs that you do, if you're drunk, I gotta make sure I use my words right. So this is for entertainment purposes, and also I want to help the family, and I believe there will be arrest on this case, okay? I believe there's something put in his cup. And this is when he initially first got in the boat. So this is premeditated. This is premeditated, my friends. And this whole thing about why he was attacked, people were, it was a sacrifice, yes, but also it was because, and I'm gonna send my condolences to his family. So it was over a girl. It was over a girl, and because somebody was jealous and vindictive. Because why Nolan getting all the attention and I'm not getting no attention? Why is he getting all the girls' attention and I ain't getting no attention? And look how much time has been, and the FBI's involved. Okay, so I don't want to miss nothing. So I do believe something was put in his drink, for sure. For sure. And that was on the first, when he was with the first couple of boys. And this had everything to do with the girl, and the girl witnessed it. So then we go to the Catholicism, okay? We go to the Saint Lazarus is in Hebrew, it means Yeshua is my helper. Right? He's the one that's wounded, hurt. And also refers Lazarus, a follower of Yeshua, whose 4 days old the Mary dead body was risen from the grave, symbolizing victory over death and promise of reincarnation. I cannot make this up. And then when I did the first reading, I seen, remember, no. He had on these beads, right? So then the beads, when I was talking about the beads and stuff, if you watch my part 1, you guys go to my part 1, please. The first, I nailed it in the first couple seconds, okay? I'm not trying to brag, but this is what I do. This is what I get paid to do. And I'm good at what I do. So, do I believe he was in his right state of mind? No. And I kept hearing, if you go to my part 1, I said it was a white powder form that he was given, but it was put in his cup. Whoever was pouring the drinks, I believe it was the one with the brown hair, because that's who I kept seeing, okay? Whew, baby, this is deep. This is deep. So, and then they come out with those pictures where he's in the pool. And that makes sense because he said he was alive. But then when I was remote viewing, I actually seen a fight at the actual location. Okay. And we're going to be doing a visual for him online. Everybody get candles. I don't care what candle you got in the house. We're going to light them candles up. We are going to light them up. So we're going to talk about the Saint Lazarus is the dear pardon and assistant of the poor and the sick. With the prayer, I request your assistance with the aid of the Holy Spirit, okay? Also, protect me during sickness or in health. Saint Lazarus gives me the strength to overcome all the temptations on this earth. Oh, come through. Y'all gonna have me in here? Woo! 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 Y'all gonna have me get out this chair. I remember a time when me and my dad was in a church. We were around these 2 Jamaican girls. When I tell you they had the Holy Spirit in them, I know when I'm around somebody that has the Holy Spirit. You are the Spirit. The Holy Spirit is within you. Nobody's coming to save you. Salvation is ours. Whoo, you guys. Woo! This ain't no joke. People go lifetimes trying to get that Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's already within you. It's you living your truth and not living your a lie. That's when it's activated. And these are demons in the flesh. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Do not play with me. Everybody that you meet in the flesh does not all have a spirit. Don't play with me. I'm the first psychic to say the Emmett Till. I even use the reference Emmett Till. Now everybody's using the reference Emmett Till because it looked like Nolan's mom looks like Emmett Till, and it looked, my gosh, everybody looked like they were from the past. And we're in the present. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Do you hear what I say? His death will not go in vain. Do you understand me? Because the reason why I'm saying this whole earth will feel the wrath of taking this boy's life. Anybody that was involved in this, I don't care what occult practice you practice. When you have the Holy Spirit and you are here to enlighten and you are taken out, you will feel the wrath to the next generation. Every generation will feel the wrath. Their children's generation, their grandchildren's generation. And none of you fake church folks come on my page. Because I will lay you down and bury you. See, I'm a different kind of psychic. I'm a different kind of psychic, my friends. Different. When you take a life of a person that carries the Holy Spirit, that is here to bring love, awareness, happiness, and you take their prana, their life force, You will be met with the same. And I'm talking generational, my friends. Damn. I want to get up from my seat. I got my pajamas on, but I will get up. So we're gonna go back to my part one. In my part one, we seen that there is a girl involved. She actually witnessed his crossing. She was there. It was all because of one of those boys was with this girl in the past, had a relationship. I'm telling you, all this is going to come out. And Nolan was a threat because who he was. People gravitated to him. People loved him. And you know that island that he was on, that's a federal property. That's why the FBI had to get involved. If y'all don't know. Whew! And then there's a picture circling around. I said, why do I got St. Lazarus out here? He's a patron saint, the assists the poor and the sick. Y'all mess with the wrong child. Y'all need to stop all these occultists, KKK, white supremacists, and if you come from a family of white supremacists, you need to call this shit out. Because none of your generations will prosper. So I was like, oh my gosh. And they said Nolan would help anybody. And that's what his spirit, it showed me. He would help anybody. And then I was on my live in the water. And I wanted not to talk about it right then. Because I did talk about a lot of people, of our children are dying in the body of water. And then my son came on my live. Didn't even know it. Because I didn't even call him, okay? I was in the water. So I didn't know he was going to be on my live. And he just happened to hop up on my live. And so I wrote some stuff down. My part one, we're going to use the element of water. You can talk to water. Water is very powerful, my friends. You can talk to it. Talk to it. Talk to the water. Oh, I feel my dad. Oh, I feel the... Man, I'm telling you. This is... You know, it's so interesting. Like, we're in some different times. We are in some different times, my friends. And I'm going to be honest with you. These are, I'm glad I'm here in these times. Because there's some things that we need to see. Seriously. And for this to happen, this is very sad. But the way people are talking about these cases, independent news, I haven't seen this story on Fox News. I haven't seen this story. Was it on NBC, ABC, NBC? I don't know. I haven't seen it. There's many Nolans. There has been blood shed on this land. And they're tired. When I tell you they're tired, there is going to be there's a tsunami that's coming, my friends. And I'm talking about a real tsunami. I had a vision. The water came and was taking life in certain areas. And it wasn't man-made, because a lot of these events that are happening are man-made. This is natural that's going to take place. Because they're causing these man-made disasters to take people's goddamn land. And you guys see this, a lot of that, the land, there's sacred areas on these lands. Okay, sacred. Okay, so we're gonna do a candlelight. We're gonna do it as a collective. Okay. Let me go to my YouTube. I want to do this as a collective. A lot of these cases, there's so many of these cases that are happening. Where am I going here? So I'm going to tap on this water. So it's a Thursday at 7 o'clock. Do you guys see it on my YouTube post? Do you guys see it? Get your candles. We're going to light the candles. We're going to declare and decree. Okay? We're going to declare and decree that justice be served out here for everyone. But we're going to do it for Nolan, and then you can say whatever you want to say for everybody, for your family. We're going to declare and decree. Okay? Do you guys see that on my community? Can somebody check on my community post? It's Thursday at 7 p.m. Let me make sure I'm connected. So, I believe he was given something in a drink. And then when I had that vision when he was on the island and they were arguing and stuff, that one fight I told you, that was somebody else. Okay? It was a distraction from what was going over here. Like, look here, but don't look there. And then and they lure it up. Let me tell you why they lure it up. Because it gives them time to cover their tracks. Okay, we're going to tap on this water. So I'm going to put these knives on top of the water for a minute. So it's Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm going to go live. And we're going to do a decoration. So, okay, I have some questions here. Okay, so I'm using the water, the element of water. Hold on. It's not taking me there. What is going on? Yeah, I don't pay these people no attention. You know, people could come on my channel. We got bots. We got all kinds of stuff going on out here. I don't have time to pay them any attention. They can step aside and step down. Because I show no mercy. I'm sorry. I don't show it. They don't show us. I'm not showing nobody no mercy. I'm just different, you guys. So, let's see. Yes, Thursday at 7 p.m., you guys, okay? And I can timestamp this. It's July 14, 2026, and I think I started this around 10. I'm not going to be on here long because my videos are, I'll be on here for hours. I'm not trying to be on here for hours. Okay, so some questions I have. So, I do believe it was about a girl, okay, that one of the boys was dating for a very long time. He was on his ego, and he was upset because the girl was giving Nolan attention. Okay. And I also believe that this boy believed that Nolan, okay, Nolan owed him. Okay, like, what does Nolan owe you? Nolan don't owe you nothing. It kind of gave me like that's Emmett Till, like mirroring Emmett Till, and I said, was this like past life Emmett Till? Or they playing games with us? Because everybody at Emmett Till funeral, I'm the one that said it. The mom looked like Emmett Till, the father looked like Emmett Till's stepfather, the Ben Crump looked like the one guy that was there. Al Sharpton, I mean, it was crazy. Okay. They all look the same. So I was like, is this a reincarnation of Emmett Till spirit? Okay. Because when Emmett Till never whistled at the girl. He never whistled. And the girl witnessed Emmett Till's death. She witnessed what they did to Emmett Till. She never went to jail. None of them went to jail. I'm like, you can't even write this in the goddamn script. And I'm the first one that said it. I said, why am I referencing Emmett Till? Because I feel like maybe when his body is seen by the parents, it's going to be messed up. Seriously, what they did to him, you guys, it's a beating and it's sadistic. Okay, very sadistic. When I did that reading and I was talking about the remote view and I didn't say everything I seen because it's too much. It's too much. Yes, exactly. Because I said, why am I referencing Emmett Till? And maybe that was his way of showing me like it was a beating, and some other stuff because Emmett Till was not just beat. There was more things that happened to his body. Sadistic. And you and them people in the town going to the same church of these motherfuckers that took Emmett Till's life. Up in the church praising, hallelujah. Sick. And they call themselves Christians. I'm not serving their God. You got me all the way wrong. That God is of destruction and chaos. And has no soul. And that lady going up in church like she didn't witness. She was there with her own eyes. And she lived. And the FBI never put handcuffs on her goddamn ass. Because she said that he whistled at her ugly ass. And no, her grandchildren and her children and children, they will never find peace. Never. I'm not your average psychic. I have to emphasize that. So if you don't like what I have to say, get off my page. They mutilate it. Not just beat him. Sadistic things occurred, my friends. And then that woman was going to church, praying to her God. And those monsters and their children. There's a tsunami coming, my friends. I don't know where it's coming, but it's coming. And this is not man-made. I had the vision. Somebody says 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Evil woman. Yes, very evil. So, okay, let me get to this. I'm using the element of water. I don't even have to use it. I said in the beginning it was over a girl. One of the boys felt some type of way because Nolo was getting all the attention from everybody, especially this one particular girl. And the girl witnessed his crossing. Now, that second photo that was shown, I looked into that energy, okay? So let me look up that second photo. What's interesting in that second photo, okay? Let's see the photo of Nolan Wells in the pool. And they said he was holding on. They did something. They put something in a cup. I'm telling you guys. And I heard something with, and I don't know if somebody would know what this means in the medical field, because, you know, something with serotonin. I don't know what this means. Now, I know they like to use devil's breath. I know I did see powder form, so obviously they were on some powder shit, okay? And they were drinking, but I also see that they put something in his cup. Go to my part 1, it explains it all, okay? And I kept asking my part 1, was he drugged? And when I was up walking up the steps, I felt like I was like this. And I don't drink. I barely drink. If you know me, I barely drink, okay? I'm drinking, this is a cherry Coke, and I have my water here. Okay? Just saying. Whew. And whatever this drug was, it made him thirsty. So, I don't know. I don't do drugs, so I don't know. Photo of Nolo and putting Nolan in the pool. So these are the questions. Oh, and his friend is lying. I don't believe his friend was telling the truth, and I'm gonna tell you why. Now I'm gonna look at this picture and tell you the energy read that I was getting from this picture, because I don't want to play nobody's damn video. I'm just showing people's video. I just want to see the photo. That's it. There is a grown ass man in that pool with all them goddamn children. First and foremost, we need to identify that man in the pool. We need to identify the homeowners of that place. And that's why he kept saying that he was alive. But it did start when I remote viewed it, okay, and I was in the energy and watching it, and I couldn't help him, okay, because I can remote view. There was an altercation on that beach, Horn Island. Horn Island is owned by the federal government. And they said that you can't spend a night on that island, but there was people staying on that island. But you're not supposed to stay on that island. But they said, and I actually seen a whole goddamn ritual, you guys, okay? I'm literally telling you, there was a ritual performed. I'm talking about when I first went into the energy there, and I said it in my number 2, okay? It's time stamped. All my videos are time stamped. They may take longer to get out because I get in there. I kept hearing something with, it's called serotonin or something like that. And like very thirsty. It's not like when I do reads and people are given like the drug devil's breath. Okay, because devil's breath will have you like paralyzed. And they could be robbing you right in front of your face and you can't move. Nolan was moving. Okay. And I kept hearing, what the hell? And I said in the part 1, I said, was he drugged? Okay, so these are some things that are bothering me here. So they said they went on, remember I wasn't sure of the time of death because I said he could have died on July 4th, but and then I said July 5th. So that would make sense if he actually did die the July 4th going into the morning of July 5th. And then they kept his body, and then they took his body back to Horn Island. and dropped him in the goddamn water. Which, if you watch my part 1, I said that's what they were going to do to make it seem like they're going to make it seem like a drowning or a suicide. Which, for entertainment purposes, we know goddamn well this boy will not take his life. He had like something that was supposed to go on Monday for his school. And I did channeling. I have did reads where I actually seen rituals being performed, and it's very disturbing, you guys. Okay. No, there's something off. Okay, so in the pool, the one guy, the dog guy, there's something very off with him. Okay, he looks kind of predatorial, like he's a predator. Does he have a sexual register? Is he on a registry or something? The dark man with the hair on his chest. Yeah, they placed his body in the water because the dad made a statement. The Cajun Navy, I wrote this down. They said that makes sense because I kept saying, was it the 5th? If you go back to my part 1, I said it seemed like even with the cards, the sun was coming up. So they went out there on, the dad said that they went out there on the 5th. The Cajun Navy said they went out there on the 5th. And they went around and they said they were somebody on the beach in a tent. And that is federal land. And you're not supposed to be staying there. Okay? So it's a familiar place to these children. And this child that has done this, I believe he has done this before. And these grown adults too. That man, when I look at him, you guys, it's giving me predatorial. Okay, predatorial. Sick vibes. Like little kids vibes. And he's in the pool with all these children. And you see how they have Nolan. And then Nolan looks back at the camera. That's very interesting. Now, they're saying, could this be AI? I don't believe this is AI. So I have the element of water. I'm going to look into the water. Okay, these are just questions I have. And then we're going to get right into this. Because my videos can be so long. So Javon's mom said it took her 15 minutes to get the phone from Warren. If anything I'm saying is off, please correct me. She said she went there and it took her 15 minutes for them to give her the phone. And she said on her interview, she said, what, are you guys going back? Did you go to Horn Island to get the phone? Now, Javon's first interview with TMZ, something's off. He's lying. Javon's lying. And this is for entertainment purpose, but his ass is lying. So if he's lying, his mother gotta be lying. Something's not right with that 15-minute timeline. Because the mom was like, she didn't know where he was now. He wasn't on his Snapchat. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what these young kids do anymore. My kids are the youngest one I have, but she's in college. But anyways. Okay, so and the Cajun Navy said that they were there on the 4th. There was no they checked around the surrounding areas. And then there was also some guys from Mississippi. I don't know who sent them guys out there. They sent them. They look like I don't know if the sheriff office sent them out there or whatever, but it was weird. Okay, were they sheriff? Did they work for the sheriff department? This is a question that I have for the FBI. If the FBI wants to reach out to me, they can. Okay, because I work on cases. You got good people, you got bad people. Is there even a pool at the island? No, this pool was at the home. So Nolan kept saying in part 1 he was alive. And I'm like, what the hell? He kept saying he was alive. So I'm like, okay, if he's alive, then he's still here. And he was trapped. Remember, he kept saying he was trapped. It was like the movie Get Out. He was trapped. He couldn't go nowhere. Because they gave him something. When I was walking up the steps, I said, show me. And then I went to the back. I kept referencing back to part one, the part one video that I did. And it showed, it was over a girl, and it was over one of his friends feeling betrayed. Like, well, not betrayed, but jealous. Like, oh, no one's getting all the attention and I'm not getting no attention. Narcissistic energy, okay? Now, Javon's mom said it took her 15 minutes to get the phone from the house. Now, these people right here, they were at a pool party, and if you look at them, the boy has his arms around Nolan's neck, right? And then the family, they all get in the picture right there. But Nolan, he's turned around. He turns around, but what's interesting about this photo, all these kids, everybody that was at this home everybody needs to take a lie detector test. I don't care. Because this pool needs to go, and FBI, if they're watching me, you need to check that house. You need to check behind that house. I'm seeing like a shed area behind that house. You need to check all that. You need to go to back to the island and check every ounce of that goddamn island. So Javon was lying. Now, is Javon lying because he's scared or because he was given money? And I think the money card came out. Did the money card come out? Let me ring this bell. Or he's scared. So there's either two reasons. He gave that first interview. I said, why would he give that interview without his mom? Then the second interview, he came back on the mom. And the mom said something very quite interesting that was like, oh, red flags. She said it took her 15 minutes to get the phone. There's something about her energy. Javon's mom's energy. This is for entertainment purposes. Okay, I'm just saying. I read energy. That's what I do. Yes, and volunteers. That's who was on the vote. Volunteers give key back straight away. Yes, Javon's scared. No, I don't know if he's scared. That's what we need to look into. Okay. Then the Warren family, the lawyers, all the kids that was on the boat, they lured up fast. Okay, that's odd. I mean, if my kids didn't do nothing, why should I be luring up? Okay, unless I know my child did something. Okay, we already know that. Go back to my part one. Okay, we already know. Okay, they know, we know. Okay. Now, I also wrote, it's very crucial in the first 48 hours. How many days has it been since Nolan, since the 4th? So I kept seeing, remember, 4 and 5. And I kept, that one card kept coming out where the sun was rising. Right? They also need to check every boat, the boat that was clean, and they had to store his body somewhere. Okay, and then take his body back to the island. Okay. I'm looking at a boat. Okay. Now what else? Yeah, Javon. Something's not right with his story. So Javon, you better come correct. I don't know if he's scared or he got paid off. Okay, if we go back to my part 2, I get more into Javon's energy, but we're going to get more into it today. Because that 15 minutes with his mom, it's something when she said that, it just, something doesn't sit right there with me. And then John Letterman, the sheriff of Mississippi, only gave one press conference. You guys vote him in. Okay? Vote his ass out. Okay? He's not doing his job. And he made a statement on People's Magazine that, what did he say in People's Magazine? That he don't want to feel pressured. This is a child. If it was his child, he would feel that fucking pressure. He would be out there. He would be calling every department near him. So that tells you that he don't get two shits. So his ass got to go. Okay, so John Letterman, his office needs to be also investigated. In the corner of that corner in that town also needs to be investigated, because a lot of deaths she falsified on the death certificates. So she needs to be sued. The state of Mississippi needs to be sued. And if you're a family member that she said your family died from this and that, and they didn't. See, some people don't have money to do a second autopsy. But if you do, dig that body up. And I forget her name. Okay? So she works for the police department and she's corrupted. Okay? Her ass got to go. And I'm for real. Because you can't be falsifying. That is a federal crime. And you should do the federal time. These are people's life. People have family members. And they're not even questioning, this child drowned. The child never goddamn drowned. But the family doesn't have the money to get a second autopsy and then send the body out of the state. Because there's so much corruption. Okay, the pool picture, which I'm looking at, the hairy man, that's bothering me. Out of everybody in that picture, that hairy man is the one that's really bothering me. So everybody in this pool picture, somebody says, was this AI? I don't believe it is AI. I believe this needs to be, all these people in this picture needs to be identified. And some of these are minors. So their parents need to be identified and everything. All these children are witness to a crime. Thank you, guys. And some of these people participated in the crime. If this was his son, because he has a son, okay, he would make sure that he's not just taking his time. That's why the first 48, when he had the first 48, that's the crucial moments. All this time has been passed by. They can hide stuff. So you obviously know people are getting paid off. Remember, I said check his bank account. Okay? They have offshores account. Money can be traced. Bitcoin can be traced. It's a little bit harder, but it can be traced. What else do we need to put on that bother me? Oh, why would he leave his phone? I already told you guys that. The pool picture bothers me. I don't think it's AI generated. I think it's real. Okay, we're going to get one card on the pool energy. The Filipino people sent something out saying that they're supportive. The mom is half Filipino. I don't know if you guys know that, but yeah. Pool pictures when it was taken. Okay, the pool picture, it was taken the same night. So that would be July 4th. Okay, the pool pictures were taken. Okay, I'm going to ring this bell. We're going to get right into it because I'll be on here for long. Okay. Strong energy, my friends. This is definitely a clan order okay, so if you go to my part 1, I talk about an order. It's also giving me a Masonic order, okay? Masonic orders, occult orders. There's a lot of cult orders out here, you guys, okay? Underage drinking is a felony offense in the state of Mississippi. Okay, who gave them the alcohol? They should be charged. Okay, this judge, he was a retired judge. He brought this valid point up. Okay, and then I started looking up the laws. Okay, these laws that he specifically talked about. The judge, he was a judge from Mississippi, retired. He said that it was underage drinking, so it could be a felony or misdemeanor. Who was a captain of the boat? Which I looked at the Mississippi laws. So we need to all this information will be disclosed to us, okay? And if you have resources to get this information, get this information. And Ben Crump is not going to take a case that he's going to think he's going to lose. The family could have handled this, but one day Ben Crump will be at the crossroads, and I hope Ben Crump if he watches my channel, I hope the your good outweighs your bad, because you want to help people, but I hope you're giving back. That's all I have to say to that. Okay, because what you're getting in return, I hope you're returning that back into your community or whatever organization you have out here, because you will be at the crossroads one day. Okay, that's all I gotta say to Ben Crump. Al Sharpton, I really don't care for these. You know, they only come out when there's something tragic happens. Yes, they're all Bolets, okay? Moors, Bolets, they're all Bolets, okay? Elite. It's not easy to get into the Bolets, okay? You have to come from a rich family, and normally it's generational. And I know all about the goddamn Bolets because I'm from Philadelphia. I am from Pennsylvania, and this is where the Bolets originated. I thought it originated in Louisiana, but it originated here in Pennsylvania. It came from the Moors. They're rich, educated families, the Bolets, okay? I think they originate from PA. Y'all can fact check me on that, okay? Independent news is amazing, you guys. It's so amazing that people are coming together of all races and bringing awareness to this. But you're not going to feel, you can't see through the eyes or feel the pain that others have felt unless you lived it, okay? And that's facts. So you can't say, well, I know how this person feels or I know how this person feels. No, you don't know how they feel unless you actually were a victim of racism. So is this a hate crime? Yes. And is it also not just a hate crime? This is more than a hate crime, okay, that we're looking at right now, okay? So I want to look at these two energies because it's really bothering me. So I want to look at, okay, so if you go to my part 1, and I'm looking at the pictures. Look in the water. All right, I see Nolan's face. They said that Nolan started bleeding, and they said that Nolan started grabbing the pool, and they said that he was, oh my god, my light is flickering over there, and they said that Nolan cried out for his mother. This is recorded, so somebody recorded this, okay? And the girl is a witness. There's witnesses to this. Is there a connection between this family and the judge's family? Yes, I believe there is. Okay, let me put this knife down. He was definitely drugged, which I was picking that up. In liquid. There's evidence in the pool. You know, they never even got a search warrant on this pool. This is so crazy. Because there's evidence in this pool. And outside the pool. I keep seeing this shed. The shed is behind the house. And remember I said that Nolan was hit with something? And I said he was hit from something from a boat, right? It looked like something off of a boat, but it could reference something off of a pool too, because the same things are used, different things are used for boats and pools. There's different things that are used, and there's evidence on the boat. They washed the evidence away. Remember, there's a cleanup job that came out. Yeah, he wasn't in his right state of mind. So this started with the of drugging him started with the friends in that first photo, and then that family, those kids' family and this family are all connected. And you know what? I was getting some occult stuff, just not like Freemasons or KKK. The Green Dragon. Is it Green Dragon? Not Green Dragon. They call him the Red Dragon. What is it called? The guy that wears the red and the white. The Grand Wizard. Thank you, Nolan. The Grand Wizard. This guy in the photo, he looks like he does like I'm gonna put this water here for a minute. I just keep seeing Nolan's face in my water. And that's really bothering me. Because he's not at peace. Okay. So what we're going to do is there's something that is bothering me with Javon. I'm sorry. I have to say it, you guys. Something's not right with Javon. So let 11:11. Let's timestamp this. Okay, Javon. Give me Javon's energy. Because something ain't right with Javon. Something is not right with Javon. Now, is Javon scared because he in clan country? I mean, clan country is everywhere. Shit, the KKK is up here. They're everywhere. And white supremacists, it's very interesting that the white supremacists, they are everywhere, my friends. But these are orders. And that is the weirdest thing. That, I feel like there's a resistance. There's a big resistance on this case. Oh, big resistance. Okay, so remember I said these two fell out. Anger management, the boy that wanted Nolan dead had anger problems and keeping a promise. Okay, to this girl. And there goes the drugs. And there goes the betrayal. Okay. So this girl, he made this girl he could have met in deceit, backstab, traitor, unworthy, or trust. Okay. So this is the same energy coming out. Okay. Yeah. I believe Nolan was drugged. This is going to come out. Okay, so I want to know what's name's energy. Let's pick up on Javon's energy and then let's pick up on his mother's energy. And I want to use two different decks. I am using water because I have the water right here. Okay, let's get the truth. Give me Javon's energy. I feel like Javon, it's just, I don't want to be on here long. Javon, something about Javon ain't sitting right with me, y'all. I don't care. I read energy. And then I'm going to put one card on Javon's mother's energy. Somebody says my daughter's son was hit in the face by a bottle for just existing. Oh, God. Finances, I told you. Money problems, work, success, and fortune. Javon. Javon! We got finances here. Money problems, work, success, and fortune. And Javon knows what happened. Hidden truth, hidden things, secret treasure, and tip of the iceberg. Hidden truth. But guess what, Javon? This truth will come out, my friend. He knows that the death, right here, death. Remember the sunset card came out in my part 1? The sun was coming up when Nolan's life was taken. Go to my part 1. Lost loved one memories. So he knows the truth. He knows what happened. Damn. Law and order, my friends. Now this could be the judge's energy too, because he got money. I'm gonna confirm this. Thank you, JR, for the super chats. Thank you so much. Hold on. Thank you so much. So appreciated, because I am not monetized. If y'all don't know this, JR knows everything. I mean, JR. Oh, JR. JR's like, don't put me in this. JR's like, don't put me in this one. So yeah, he was beat to death, and there was things done to his body, like ritualistic. So ritualistic means like sick shit. Let's put it like that. I don't even want to go into it. Okay, and I seen it in my remote viewing session. Okay. So this is Javon's energy. The first card that came out for Javon was finances, money problem, work, success, and fortune. So Javon was offered money. So if he was offered money, was his mom offered money? And then Javon's supposed to be the best friend, and the mom's supposed to be the best friend to the mother, right? Think about it. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. I appreciate it. Hidden things, hidden secrets, treasures, tip of the iceberg. Hidden truth. So, Javon, I know that you know what happened to Nolan Xavier Wells. I know you know. I know you know. Law, lawyer, judge, and police. Now, they could have threatened him. We're going to see what's crossing the judge, lawyer, and police energy. Divine intervention. Karma. Calculus. Okay? This is bringing things to light. Bringing the truth out there to the universe. Sunset. He even knows that the body was placed there. He was supposed to be Nolan's friend. Nolan's friend. Let's pull one more out. I know what card's going to come out. It's going to come betrayal. Javon knows. Javon knows. Let's put one card on Javon on this deck. Something ain't right with Javon. I'm going to say for entertainment purposes, because he is a minor. He's a child. I don't know if he's 18. But he can be charged for adult with these white people. Thank you. Nolan. No. Xavier Wells said you betrayed him. I told you. Don't come on my channel if you don't want the truth. Okay, you can exit right off. I don't have time. This is my business. If I come on here looking like this, I come on here looking like this. But you're gonna know a real psychic from a fake psychic. I don't need these. I use them as a tool. And when me seeing Nolan's face in my water, I'm very concerned. Betrayed. So Javon betrayed him. So this talks about deceit, backstabbing, traitor, unworthy of trust. And that fell off. That fell across the law and justice system. So we're going to see what's crossing that. I already know it's going to be a money card. Don't come on my channel. Thank you for the super chats. Don't come on my channel. So Javon, I know that you betrayed your friend. No, Nolan Xavier Wells. You know the truth. You can go and you're laying in your bed at night and pretend, but I know you know the truth. And everybody that's on my channel knows that I'm the real deal because they got readings from me. Now, did the lawyer come to you, or a judge came to you, or a police officer came to you? Betrayal, deceit, backstabbing, traitor, unworthy of trust. That's how your friend feels about you. Nolan. And with all these cards, there was money involved. Finances. We're going to pull one more card on Javon's energy, and then I'm going to pull on his mom's energy, because don't come on my channel. And then we're going to pull the energy of these people in the goddamn pool. Javon's scared. Thank you for the other super chat. Javon is scared. When I tell you he's scared, he's scared. Let's pull a card on his mom. He's scared. He told his mom. Oh, his spirit is scared. He's scared. Yo, they could be... Yo, this is crazy what I'm about to say. Let me not even say it. Because I don't even care no more. No, I'm not. We're not showing no goddamn mercies. Somebody said Jennifer's a gifted reader. She knows her shit. Yes, I do. Javon, we all know that you is a liar. And you could have been visited by a lawyer or judge or police. My God. He told his mom, shit. Hold up, you guys. We're going to get to the nitty gritty here. You know, I travel a lot, and I have clientele that reach out to me all the time, so I gotta have my stuff ready. You know, sometimes I just do it. You know, whatever I got, I just use it, and if I don't use it, I just use what I got, my gift, and I just read the energy. Okay, so let's see. They said could go here, so let's go here. Javon. Okay, let's see what's crossing betray. Okay, so I feel like nakedness. At some point, if you go to my reading, what's name was in his nakedness. So that means he had no clothes on. He had nothing on. Thank you guys so much. So what's crossing the betray, deceit, lawyer, judge, and police? For Javon's energy. Javon's lying. His ass is lying. I knew the first. Soon he started talking like he lying. He lying. Give me one card on his energy. Soul ties. Reunion. Wow. Soul ties and reunion. Okay. Connection, reunion, soul ties. So there's some soul ties here with him and Nolan. And it's the friendship. You guys, this is crazy. And Nolan's around him. He feels Nolan. Self-worth and expectation. Did he sign any contracts? Until debt tears us apart. Contract, career, or commitments. Saturn, there you go with that Saturn again. He signed something. I'm just saying. This was a card that came out for Nolan's energy. He knows what happened to Nolan. Because remember I told you Nolan was like this. And then there was rope tied around him and everything. Guilt, sabotage. So he see, yo, he, my gosh, this is crazy. So he signed some kind of documentation. Now this card is bothering me, the law, because the law is the lawyer, the judge, or the police. This is not giving me like he's been threatened. Now, the one card, if you want to say he's been threatened, will be the lawyer, the judge, the police's energy. Okay, I'm just saying. But he was also paid off. Hold on, you guys. I'm looking for just one more card on his energy. Because Nolan's like, keep pulling. All right, we're gonna keep pulling. Let's get one more on his energy. All right, let's get one more card. Let's use my deck. So he knows he signed something, you guys. Just saying. So if he signed it, his mom had to know. This says contract, career, or commitments. And Saturn. It says until debt tears us apart. Contracts, career, or commitments. So they made him a promise. And there's money here. Guilt and sabotage. He knows what happened to Nolan. I'm sorry, but he does. Oh my God. Now, oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. I don't know how to say this, but this came out. And I can't say the word. And this came out before it. So that happened to Nolan. You guys, this is some dark shit. These people are dark. Javon, you know, and I know, and all my followers know you know. They did this to Nolan. You guys, I knew this when I did the remote viewing, but I didn't see. This is stuff you don't want to talk about because some people they were like, she crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I know what I'm talking about. So oh my God. Okay. Okay, and this is the truth. So Nolan is saying that he was, and if they look, oh my God. If his mom is watching my channel, I'm so sorry, but her son was violated in this way. And I got my pajamas on. I ain't about to get up, but I am so sorry because I have to get up. I just want to get up and just on this one. So if he was a virgin, they took his, and obviously was from the backside. This is crazy. Now what's concerning me is that law card, okay? And it's the craziest thing. Hold up. Come on, Nolo. Come on, Nolo. You know what I'm looking for here. You know what I'm looking for. You know, yesterday I was out in the water. Those two white guys that were out there, the one white guy kept trying to hide his face from the camera. Because there's a boy that was murdered not too far from where I live at. He's the second one that was murdered for entertainment purposes, but he was murdered. And the mom was out there when I drove by. I didn't do the live because the mom was out there. You know, you can't just be approaching people's families when their loved ones passed away. And I'm not making no monetary gain off of none of these videos. I don't get paid. I am demonetized. The only money I make off of YouTube is on my shorts. I have to emphasize that with you guys. I am demonetized. And if you want me to show you that, I will screenshot that shit and show you. I am demonetized. I don't make money. I need you guys to help me because so I can continue to do the work that I do. Because I know this is my purpose. I'm walking in my purpose. No, Storm. We got the water here. So I am using the water element. And I have my pajamas on. I have my pajamas on and I just keep seeing Nolan's face. So let's see. This shows the days. Okay. When this came out, it showed. If you go back to my part 1, you have to go back to my part 1 to get to this reading, into my remote viewing session. Okay, so let's get one card from here. This talks about the months, the days, and stuff like that. This deck right here. And there's 2 white guys that were out there fishing, and they didn't catch no goddamn fish. Okay, the one white guy, when I kept putting the camera on him, he kept trying to hide his face. Okay. Yeah, he kept trying to hide his face. So this is something that was stirred up in this one boy. Is one particular boy that this was something that was festering inside of him because of this girl and all the attention Nolan got. So every time he was around people, it bothered him just to be in Nolan's presence, but he had to fake it. If you understand what I mean. Okay? He had to fake the shit. Because he hated Nolan. And this is somebody's child. And that lawyer, the law card is about justice. Right? Lady Liberty. Right? She's holding those scales up. I have scales somewhere here. She's holding them up. Right? Justice. What is it? Justice for all. But it's not justice for all. And if you know the Lady Liberty, right? The real Lady Liberty. This is not the real Lady Liberty. This is what I'm saying. Does he even have real friends? I'm going to pull the mother's energy. Okay. Javon's mom, I'm pulling her energy. Okay. And then I'm going to pull this pool party energy. Okay. So let's see something. There's a resistance in this energy. So this is a covering up in this energy. And it's so interesting. I'm looking for... Was he born in October? Does anybody know? Because I don't know his birthday. Was he a Libra? He was definitely air. It's so crazy. Storm, get out of there. They're chicken bones. You want to eat some chicken bones? You want to eat some chicken bones? You guys, he was violated in a what's-name way. He's telling me to tell you guys this. This is sad. So when they do the autopsy, oh my God. And Javon knows this. They knew he was the weakest link. You talk about Javon? Now, this law card is bothering me. So I don't know if a lawyer approached him because there's a contract here. Judge and police. But no, Javon knows what happened. You guys, he was violated. I have to show this card because I want you to let this sink in. They didn't just take his life. They did this to him. And it wasn't females. My God. Oh, my God. Okay, let me pull some more. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Something at dusk. Go back to my part 1 at dusk. This makes sense with the at dusk. Go back to my readings. It's like the sun is coming up or going down. Sunset. But this is sunset and at dusk. And I got on Saturday. If you go back to my part 1, you see I got the 4th and the 5th that came out. So that would be July 4th and July 5th. My God, they violated him, you guys. They didn't just beat him, they violated him. So if the mother gets this video, my gosh, can she please, they check those parts, and they obviously are. I'm kind of, and that white guy, he looks like a pedo, okay? I'm just saying, pedo. So who, I want to see who actually, that card, I can't say it. So let's see. And it's so crazy because the one deck I'm looking for, that shows me that there's a resistance, but they're not going to. So we're all going to do a visual for him, a candlelight visual. Everybody, I want you guys to get a candle for everybody, and you can make declare and decree. I'm going to say some stuff on my channel, and I don't even have to shuffle this. We got main male, but let's just shuffle it because I feel like we're going to get this card again, and we're going to get mature man. Let me look in the water, because this is a water reading. So I can't say the word, but you know what that card means. So it's another word for it. It starts with an S. That's why I'm being shown in what I'm hearing and what I'm. No, he's not. He was straight. He loved females. He loved females. Them females loved it. Some no. Okay, so we got the main male at the bottom. So who did this to him? Oh, this is just the back of it. Okay, so who did this to him? Who did this to Nolan? Ancestors, my higher self, Nolan. Who did this to you? I knew you were beat, but I knew this happened to you, but I didn't. Oh, God. The male did this to Nolan. Just give me a minute, you guys. I had my pajamas on. I have the tied them. Well, just give me a moment. So that's even a reference of the clothes. So they made him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just give me a minute. Who else? When there is a ritualistic stuff that goes on, okay, they do it when the person's beat up and when the person is gone. Just give me a minute. Remember, they always seen him as this. poor. 37 is symbolic. Give me one more card on this energy. I feel like mature man. Who is this man? I want to know who this man is in this picture. Let's pull one more on this energy. And then there was money exchange. Nolan always comes out as a gift. So there was money exchange. So they watched this. Oh, God. Something about the judge. They all know. The community. There was a lot of them watching. I'm going to leave it there. So this is younger energy. But main male, and there goes the mother. This is the judge's energy. She knows. This is for entertainment purposes. She knows. The reason why she took her Facebook page down, the marriage card, she's connected to this family somehow, is because, not because of racial threats, is because she knows the truth is going to come out. He's not gay. He's a straight boy. He loved girls. Okay? And she could have also been there. I'm just saying. This is what the energy's showing me, and I have to present it to how it is. Okay? And they're concerned. This energy keeps coming out. They're concerned that this will come out. Now, this could be somebody's mother, too, that was actually there, too. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Ashley. This could be somebody's mother, but this always shows up as the judge's energy. But there's the mother. Remember, the mother said, oh, if they didn't leave, I'm going to call the police. She witnessed it, too. It says a community. And the theft is of his innocence. So they did this to him. This is crazy. When I tell you crazy, this is some crazy-ish right here. Yep, family room. The family. So when we talk about family, this is a family's house he was at, right? But a family could be a Mason order, a Occult order, a KKK order, or whatever, White Knights, Templars, whatever you want to call these people out here. But Jalen is lying. And something he signed. And this all stemmed from a girl, and the boy was angry. Yes, this girl. This is the girl. That girl always shows up as privilege. So when they check his physical body, they need to check every goddamn thing, because this is crazy. And this is younger energy. These people were definitely false. So there was a couple females there that witnessed this. I'm sorry, I have to say it. You know, I can't fucking sugarcoat shit here. They actually did that to Nolan. Now, I want to get the energy of this older white man house. So this took place in a house, or I'm seeing something behind their house. Is there like a shed or like a in-law suite or something? They need a search warrant, because by this time, look at this. This is the 14th. Come on, you guys. Almost going into the 15th. Hello. Okay. The house. Inside the house. Okay. Now we want to pull the energy on. I feel like there's a mature man energy here too. That would be the father's energy. But the mother, that she said, oh, I called 911 and I told them to leave. You're lying. Your ass is grass. All y'all going to pay for this shit. Okay, so let's get this older man's energy that has his arms around Nolan. I mean, not the one. Let's get the guy, the older man that's looking into the camera. Around all these children. Was he the father? Was he the father of somebody's son there that day? Nolan, show me his who he is. So the first card we got theft. So you see how they're laughing at him, taunting him. So at some point they were laughing at him and taunting him. You know, this water is very interesting. There's a lot of water rituals going on, my friends. Theft. You know, that's the older man's energy, was theft. Give me another clarification for the older man's energy. He's part of the community. So he was there. Theft means like you stole something from me. It's like they wanted to teach him a lesson. Yes. There goes police. Is he a police officer? Or does he work for the police department? Or is he law enforcement? Is he military? He has some kind of military background. He's a part of a community. The community could be KKK. He definitely knows the judge. These families know each other. And this courtship was because of a girl. So he knows the story. So this all started because of Nolan and this girl. Okay. And he's shown up as officer. But he's also part of a order. Okay. So he did participate in the act. And that's what I was getting. Let's get one more card on his energy. This is crazy. He's concerned. He should be, because we're going to find out who he is. 33 is a court order. A Mason order. So he's a part of a Mason order, or just an order in general. And they're concerned that their order will be exposed to the world. Somebody says the judges deleted the Snapchats. Yeah, she's the only one that could do it. And then she said that her family's life was in danger. How was her family life in danger? If her children didn't do nothing, just say, you know, my children didn't do nothing. Why automatically you're going to assume that your children's life is going to be in danger unless your child did something? Okay? And you know your child. And you've been covering up for your child for quite some time. Or she's, you know, mostly, you know, these people are born into caught families. Okay, I'm just saying. This guy participated. Yep, because Nolan is a child. And he's seen Nolan as this too. My gosh. And this is a lot of money coming out here, you guys. So there's a lot of money that is exchanging hands. Some wealthy hands. And change happened that night. In his occupation, this man has a particular occupation. That man that we're seeing in this pool has a particular occupation, a particular skill. Hard from the families. Telling you, come through. This girl. Just saying. This is too much. I didn't want to pull no more from that deck. I don't. They had to make a decision. They used something. I'm telling you, because this came out before. And it's something with iron. Something with iron. I don't want to be on here long. I'm iron. Iron, my friends. I know he did not just storm. Decisions were made. This is crazy. There, oh. So there was, I'm telling you, there's an object that was used, you guys. This card came out in my part 1. So you guys want to pull a card on Javon's mom, because obviously she got to know. Let's see if we get any money cards on her. Javon's mom, for entertainment purposes. Show me Javon's mom's energy. The judge. So courthouse would be the judge, and she has expectations. What expectations does she have? Javon's mom. What are her expectations? Does the judge have something on the mom? Javon's mom? So the mom there's expectations on the mom. And Javon knows what happened to No. She knows. Javon's mom knows. She's false. She's false and she's a fraud. I told you guys. See, don't come on my channel because I'm gonna give you the real truth. Javon's mom is lying, and so is Javon. But this same courthouse, so maybe the judge has something over her. I don't know. Let's see. Give me another card. And this is for entertainment purposes. But Javon's mother's lying, and so is damn Javon. Javon knows what happened, and so does the mom. I was looking in the water, and I see a boat. Because the mom said it took her 15 minutes to retrieve the phone. The mother. So she's coming at us false. Javon's mom knows about this. So this is what I'm getting, you guys. This card flew over here. Oh no, I threw that card over there. I don't know why he's saying go to my drawer. I have something in my drawer. That's a peace pipe. Why is it saying go to my drawer? What is this? Storm is like looking at me like, my mommy crazy. Okay, so we know that Javon's mother's false. Now with the court thing, maybe they have something over the mom. Maybe she did something, I don't know. Maybe, let's see if we get any money cards here. We got community. Okay, so let's see if we get any money cards. Because if the son got money, the mom definitely got some goddamn money. I don't need this one. Give me one more card for Javon's mom. Because when she said that 15 minutes, that kind of like, something's off with that story. I'm telling you. Something's off. There's a police that keeps showing up in the mom's energy. So I have to emphasize that. A police officer. That guy with the special skills. And the judge's energy. Okay? Just saying. And they're in the community. They live in the community right now as we speak. When I tell you people got particular skills, they got particular skills. Jen, we feel Nolan's parents are... Oh, shoot. Somebody says they feel... She's... Okay, so she's concerned that this truth will come out, that she knows. And this is an order that she's dealing with. And the wealthy man. The wealthy man could be the wealthy woman or a man... somebody with wealth. Okay. And this is Nolan, that they see Nolan in this energy. Okay. And these two families partnered up, and I split the deck, and there goes the judge's energy. So the judge, I don't know if the judge has something over Javon's family. I don't know. Okay. Just saying. Okay. But Javon's mom showing up as false, and so is Javon. Okay? Which I already knew that. And there's expectations. See, I think the reason why they put that video out, what black boy was it? Was it Javon or some other boy? To make it seem like it's not racial. They had some boys come out, made a statement like, oh, they're my, they're not racist and stuff. Some bullshit, okay? To make it, come on, you guys. Somebody says, did you use Nolan as a, somebody says, it sounds like someone needed to pay a debt. Yes, that's what, oh, shit. Somebody says, it sounds like somebody needed to pay a debt. Yeah, if you, that's what I'm trying to find, the one deck, because that will explain everything. When I first did Nolan's read, it came out debt, that there was a debt owed, but it was over a girl, and they felt like, Nolan owed them a debt. Okay, masculinity. They needed to take his masculinity, Nolan's masculinity, because when Nolan was the type of person, that's why they did this to him. They had to demasculize him. Okay, I'm just saying they took his masculinity. So I don't know if he was a virgin for purposes. Yes, Storm. Huh? What? Huh? Jen, 2 huge mediums on here. They have exposed Nolan's parents. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Damn. So they said 2 huge mediums huge mediums. I wonder what mediums are those. I don't watch other channels, okay? I'm being honest, I don't. People send me, chat. They're like, "Oh, Jay, you need to go see this person," and I'll go check it out. But there's only one girl. There is a black girl that I did acknowledge on one of my channels, one of my videos. She came down my feed. I can't remember her name. She's the real deal, okay? I did acknowledge her as a psychic, tarot card reader, psychic medium. The girl's the real deal, okay? She's a black girl. I can't remember her name. Okay, let me get the energy of that pool. Let's get the energy of that pool that day. So we know that they did something to him, okay? Okay, let's get the energy of in that pool that night. Divine Diva. I don't know who she is. Okay, so confused. I told you he was confused and disoriented. He was given something. Zombie maze, confused, disoriented. I said, Nolan, come through. Because I was going downstairs. I made me 2 crab cakes. And he said something with, this is not devil's breath. This is something else they gave him in the cup. In his cup. This is why I don't have friends. And when I go out. I'm not drinking from everybody's cup. If I have my cup open, my mom taught me this. Oh man, my mom was really big on this. Once you leave that cup there and that cup is already like this, don't drink out the damn cup. And I already told my girls, don't drink out that shit. Okay? This guy in the pool has particular skills. Nolan was disoriented, confused. He was given something. When I walked up the steps, I thought I was going to pass out. Like they gave him something in a cup. It says zombie maze, confused and disoriented. That's why he went with these other folks. Both of them folks were working together. And when they do rituals and stuff, they do it for material gain. Okay? Somebody says, no, not Divine Diva, Miss Sam and Shavi Zane. Yes, I did see a video from Miss Sam. Somebody sent me a video of Miss Sam. I think she's Jamaican. This was a while ago. One of my good friends, she loves Miss Sam. And she says, you're like Miss Sam on your videos, okay? But Miss Sam, I I mean, you could tell she's a real deal, okay? Shavi Zane, I don't know Shavi Zane. Who's Shavi Zane? Because my friend was like, I guess she's seen a video of Miss Sam. I think they call her Sam or something like that. And you could tell she's a real deal. You could tell the fake ones from the real ones. She's a real deal, okay? What I got off her energy, okay? And Shavi Zane, I don't know who Shavi is. Somebody says Shavi Zane, she is the real deal. Yeah, oh my God. To this person right here, thank you for saying this. It does feel like the movie Get Out. So, Nolan is really living the real movie Get Out. Because I said this man has a particular skill. Aunt Sam, yeah. One of my friends, this was a while ago. She said, she was like, you need to watch, and this was, I think, no, yeah, this was a while ago. She was like, and then recently, she's like, you need to go watch this, Sam. So I watched this, one of her videos a while ago, and I could tell I could tell the real ones from the fake ones. Real recognize real, fake recognize fake, okay? And I could tell, what's her name, Auntie Sam, she was a real damn deal, okay? So he was confused and disoriented. So they put something in his cup, okay? So the whole time he was, you can even see like kind of in his eyes, it don't look right. And when I walked up the steps, I felt like, and I could pick up on the physical symptoms. So what was their intent that night was to have him confused and disoriented. Give me another zombie maze. So this is like the real like Get Out energy, okay? Then Nolan's case reminds me of Malcolm Warner's case. Damn. Yeah, I did Malcolm Warner's, but Malcolm Warner's was a little bit different. Okay. There's some similarities, but there's difference here. Okay. Because with Jamal Warner's case, his wife or his girlfriend was involved. Directly involved. Okay. And they use some kind of African spirituality. Let's put it like that. Okay. But not for the good, for the bad. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying here? But yeah, that was what reminded me. So this is what their intentions were. To have him in a zombie state. So did they keep drugging him with each drink? I'm just saying. For the same purposes. Because this guy has a particular skill. That's what I keep hearing. You think that what they gave him was actually No. I believe they beat him and they came out. I'm scared to even pull more from my own cards. Telling you. Not that I'm scared because I know everything will come out. But I've seen this already in his energy. Okay. You think what they gave him is what actually murdered him, and they beat him and dumped him in the water knowing he couldn't fight back. Yes, this is why he couldn't fight back. He was given something. See, it says confused and disoriented. Somebody says it reminds me of Jalen Day's case. It also reminds me of Get Out. For real. They tell you in the movies what they're doing. Somebody says it's a prescription drug. I heard there's something okay. So let me one more. So what was their energy of that house? Confused, disoriented. Twin flame rebounds. Compelled. There's a book here. This is occultist knowledge. And with the skull. Disguise. Pretending. Woo! Woo! I got chills. This was a sacrifice. And these were the attendees. When I tell you guys, I'll never forget that one boy that I did. He was the first white boy in the milk carton. When I tell you, when I was doing his reading and channeling him, my God. How they were like dressed up in robes and shit. That little white boy in the milk carton. That whole story, he went out in Manhattan and Green Village, whatever village, whatever. That's a lie. The dad was a predator. He had those kids on the dark web. And when I seen the rituals and how he was going to people's homes, oh my gosh, you guys. This is when I just threw this goddamn card. And it says Mystery House. So how many times have they did this? And so the people energy in that pool was disguise, costume, and pretending. Because they knew, like Get Out, that Nolan was the prey. Remember my part 1, I said, I don't want to be on here long. Oh my God, I've been on here for 2 hours, you guys. This ain't going to come out till tomorrow. Remember how the Rockefeller, they have a photo of the Rockefellers where they're all in, they wear costumes when they do these rituals and stuff. So this means you got some wizards, warlocks, that kind of energy. I don't feel like the drug, it's not devil's breath. The drug is, he says something like, what's the name of the drug? Nolan, help me out. I heard it when I was coming steps and I feel like I was going to pass out. It's not devil's breath. It's, what's the word? Gosh, I can't. It's like, you know how like, what's that ingredient in melatonin? That's what I'm hearing, melatonin, but it's not melatonin. It's something. I just said it in the beginning of this reading. It's remember in my part 1 they were on that powder, but it's something like, it's something different though. I said the name, what it reminds me of. Devil's breath will have you paralyzed. I did readings and because devil's breath, you could be robbed and you're paralyzed. You can't move. You could be the robbers robbing your house, stealing everything in your house, and you can't move. They like to use devil's breath everywhere. They use it everywhere. They use it in no, Ashley, it's not no BC powder. I said it, just rewind the video. I said something like that. So they were disguised. They were costume and they were pretending. With this book, this reminds me of this book of spells or rituals. In the skull. This is compelled Twin flames bond. It's not melatonin. It's not. I don't think it's meth. I don't know what it is. It's like something that makes you like this, but he was saying it because I felt it when I walked in my steps. I felt like, ooh, I'm like, damn, I wasn't even drinking. What the hell's going on? Okay, so that's what they gave him. Twin flame bond. Twin flame bond. So did they try to bond? Did they try to? So this ritual that they did, they could be watching my channel right now. This ritual, yes, it's definitely with the color red because of this. And he was not. He had nothing on. Okay. It's not. I don't think it's the methadone. It kind of reminds me of melatonin. What's that ingredient in melatonin? Devil's breath has skycamine. This is different. And they kept giving it to him. Look, zombie maze. He was like not. He wasn't in his right state of mind. He was confused and disoriented. That's why if you go to my part 1, it seemed like he was fragments. They were giving him that in his drink. So I want to look at this as far as ritualistic right here. There's a book. There's a skull on the book. What order are we looking at here? Because if you go to my part 1, I said like Illuminati. That just means illuminates. They're like worshippers or Saturn, because Saturn came out with Javon's energy that there was some kind of contract signed. Okay. I don't know what drug. The drug will be in his system. This is what I'm going to say. They're going to say that he was, I wrote it down what I believe they're going to say. And I told you in part 1, they're going to say like drown or, suicide or, but they gave him this drug. Whatever drugs in his system, they gave it to him. Somebody says like cocaine or syrup. I don't know. Okay, they gave it to him. They definitely gave it to him. But this card right here is very interesting. So this is definitely, now we think of Masonic order or Clan's order. But this is even deeper than that. The reason why I say that is because of this book. So I'm referencing to the book of spells, right? This is an old court order. Very old order. Why, Nolan, why did you just tell me that? And he just told me to go into my drawer. He just said book of spells. There's many damn books of spells. This is the old order, my friends. Yeah, they're watching me. They're watching my channel. If they're watching you going to jail, I'm not going to, somebody said, wait a minute. Somebody says if they're watching you, you're going to jail because judgment upon, if they're watching you going, they're going to jail. They're going to jail. There's going to be justice for this boy, for Nolan. I'm going to say his name. And we're going to get on here on Thursday. And we're going to light a candle. Everybody get a candle, okay? And we're going to light a candle for everybody, okay? Nolan, and we're going to decree and declare, okay? And you can say whatever you want to say, okay? As a collective, because when you do things in numbers, as a collective, the universe is hearing, the ancestors are hearing, okay? Our higher self is hearing, okay? This book is very old. Yes, that's what I said in the beginning, Jojo. What drug has serotonin in it? Does anybody know? Let me put Book of Spells Ancient, because there's a lot of spell books. People have their own goddamn spell books. So whatever. Okay, so they're into. Hold on, you guys. This is an old order. This is not. This is a very old order. So when they were doing this to him, they were calling on entities. No, this is actually, this is beyond a frat court, sweetie. Beyond that. This is the reason why I say this is because of the book. This is an old order, ancient. So what I mean is they practice ancient occult knowledge. And you can go, and they were evoking. So they were also evoking spirits or deities or demons. This is the old order, my friends. So they have been doing this. So they try to bound. So because it says twin flame, right? Let me go to twin flame. And I'm the first psychic that referenced the Emmett Till, just by the way. So y'all give me my respect for that shit, okay, please? Twin flame. So they try to bound. Let me get this water. They did some, it's like a bounding spell. Bounding spell. Yeah, bounding. With his energy. This is the old order, my friends. They did the same thing with Emmett Till. They took his manhood. His mama does not look like a reincarnation. Yes, they try to trap his soul. But his soul's not trapped. Because the reason why I say this is because of this. So they try to bound. This is crazy. This is some crazy shit. This is really crazy. This is crazy. They're watching my channel, by the way. Just FYI. That's why I had to go dig a grave. And I'm going back. Okay. I'm not playing. Okay. I'm the wrong one to fuck with. Okay. So sweet on you and kind. Somebody's seen Nolan as, and I mentioned cherries yesterday for some reason. Sweet on you and kind. Candy apple. So somebody was looking at Nolan in a sadistic way. I'm about to end this. You guys have any other questions? This is a very old, okay, it's not a witch's brew, alcohol intoxication. So when we see witch's brew, they put something inside his drink. Confirmation. Alcohol intoxication, but when we say witch's brew, you're adding something to it. Now, you could be a good witch or a bad witch, okay? And they're laughing about this shit. Witch's brew. So they concocted up something to put in a damn cup. So what I mean ancient is they use an ancient, they have this book. Let me see if I can even get it. He's as Thank you. He's helping me. Thank you, Nolan. He's saying I'm helping. Friendly spirit. Come through. Come through. That's why we're lighting the candle. He knows I'm lighting the candle. Yes, destiny swapping is real, my friends. Huh. Headstone name date reminder. Graveyard. Huh, graveyard. One more card for this. So they were cast playing. Look at this. There's a spider web caught, deceit, and lies. Funhouse, party excitement, intriguing. They have done this before. There could be a spirit in that house that this has happened to before. There was an unexpected guest, ghost. Unexpected guest, ghost. There's a spirit there. Now this is showing me a woman's spirit. Okay, it could have been a woman or a man that is actually where they perform this shit. Okay, or they could have been using a woman. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know. Could it be a man or a woman? Okay. Creepy, leaving with something or someone. There you go, the crafts. I told you, the craft, magic, chemistry. Double confirmation that these people are some kind of occultist, but I don't give two fucks. Yes. Also, thriller. Drama, unexpected, and suspense. So there was a ritual performed. Shit. Okay. Y'all want to ask about Nolan. What is Nolan's mother? They said her name is Sandra. Is that her name? Nolan's mom? Yeah, these spirits want justice. There was actually a spirit there the day Nolan was there. Telling you. It was the judge's house. She was drunk too. Goddamn. See, y'all. So, this is some real shit. We're gonna light a candle as a collective, okay? They're bloodsucker, energy vampires, and draining and leeching. They were trying to leech off of his energy. So what they were trying to do, oh, come through. Storm said yes. And warlock. There was a warlock there. Wizard, magician, and cast spelling. I told y'all. Yeah, Storm said yeah. He said fuck around and find out, motherfuckers. Storm is too much. Scream Park. Fear and horror. Yeah, energy harvesting. There is another spirit in that wherever they perform that ritual, there's another spirit there that met the same fate as Nolan. Just to let you know. In Scream Park. So he was screaming. Feared, and so they get them to a state of fear. Okay, that's where the adrenochrome stuff comes in. Okay, I'm gonna end this, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Scream Park, feared and hard. So he was definitely feared and hard. Okay, and there was a spirit there at that house. Now, I don't know if there could be another property that's very old. Okay, that's owned to these people. I have no fucking idea. Okay. Somebody says Kristen Wells Wasley, that's right. Expose all of them. So definitely happened in some kind of house. Now this house is like an old house, but I was seeing something behind their house too. See, this is old. A dark entity. Dark. This house is old. So there's another property here that they perform rituals. Did the mother know? Whose mother? Goddamn. This is some crazy shit. This is crazy. Really crazy. Whose mother? Nolan's mother? I don't know. Let's put one card on Nolan's mother and then I'm going to end this. Because this is a lot of shit right here. And this is for entertainment purposes. Yeah, there's a spirit in that house. I don't know. It looks female, but I don't know. Let's say there's another spirit in that garden. This house is old. There's another property that they perform these rituals. I wonder if it's like a plantation house. I doubt they'll go to them because those spirits on the plant. This is old. Somebody says Pandora's box. Okay, let's see if the mother knows anything or what. Let's just pull on the mother. Nolan's mom's mother. This is for entertainment purposes. Nolan's mother's Nolan mother's energy. This is my own deck. Okay, moving. There could be something with her moving. After this is all said and done, she could be moving. Moving came out in her energy. The burial is coming out. So I don't know if she will be moving. And something with her health. Something about the burial is going to come out about the mother. They said he was screaming for his mother. And these people do this. Something about the mother will come out on the day of his burial. And that's the truth. Something about networking in her energy. So I don't know what this means. Insecure in her energy. He says the burial. Something about her burial. He double confirmation about the burial. There's something with his burial. So I don't know if there's going to be like occultist like symbolism at his funeral. I don't know. I just split the deck and I got severed. What the fuck? So burial came out twice and I just got severed. Hung up, no communication loss. There's something about the funeral, double confirmation, burial, that's going to come out. Networking. So these are the cards we got on mom. Burial, insecure, networking. I don't know what networking is. What kind of networking she's doing. Burial came out twice. So he's saying something about his burial. There's some truth that will come out. This is crazy, okay? I don't know what truth is going to come out, okay? I don't know. Maybe we need to revisit that at the I'm telling you, I feel like it could be that there could be occult symbolism. I don't know, okay? Just saying. These are some crazy motherfuckers. Okay, let me use this card. So something with severed. This definitely, I just split this deck. So severed came out. Hung up, no communication and loss. When you see severed, it's like did she sever ties or did God damn. Let's get one more card on the mother's energy, and I need to go to this deck. The mother's energy. Let's pull one from 3 different decks. The mother's energy. Remembrance and awakening. Something severed. And we got remember and awakening. Third eye and clarity. This came out in my part 1. The all-seeing eye. They do this, you know, like Illuminati. They do like, when there's Illuminati ritual, they'll do like that all-seeing eye. So, I don't know, some kind of clarity will come out. Third eye. Remember I said this also showed up in the judge's energy. Assistance from spirit guides. This one wants to come out. Let's get one more from this deck. There's a lot of spirit guides, spiritual teams are coming out. Messages in the dream state. So somebody could be getting messages in the dream state. Nolan could be sending her messages in her dream state. I don't know. Okay, let's get another card. With severed is what's really like severed. Let's clarify the severed card, and then let's look at, and then we're going to end this. What lies beneath, or let's go to here. Hung up, no communication lost. They said that he was trying to reach out, like a SOS. Remember in the beginning, I said there was like a SOS signal that was sent out. Her own son, I think it's worse than Ashley. Shit. Damn, this is cold case, Sandra. Shit. There's something with severed. Sneaky link, hidden lover, low-key situation, side piece. Single, ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt. This is his mother's energy. So is the mom and dad going to separate? Because I was getting that. So is there a hidden lover here? In the mother's energy? She have a side piece? Just saying. Because her husband's nice looking. Recalling memories, missing someone, and reminiscing. So she's reminiscing. She's with heavy mental distress, heavy emotion, and the blues. Okay. Severed. I mean, is she going to seek revenge? I'm just saying. Because when I see severed, that's an eye for an eye. Okay. If you know what I'm saying. La Marte energy. Alright, thank you guys so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you guys so much. Her soul, I think, is worse than Ashley's. Horrified. I was transmuted by young Mong and lean of pain. But this is sick. Oh yeah, this shit is sick. If you're reading this energy, this is some deep shit. Trust me, this is not for the weak. Not for the weak at all, my friends. I tell people, if you don't know what you're doing, do not proceed. This is a lot of people's calling. There's a house they have. This is an old house. Now, I don't know if this is a plantation house. I don't know why I'm even saying plantation. This is an old house that they do these rituals. Yeah, hidden secret and shadow people. And I got the haunted house tarot out. Something about another place. This is old. So this could be in the family. Yeah, drama, unexpected. This is where they do their rituals. Their craft. I just put this deck. This is where they do their craft. Magic and chemistry. Shit. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We will do the candlelight for him on Thursday at 7 o'clock. You guys can get a candle. We can light the candle. We can do the decoration and the decree and decoration. That Nolan finds peace, and that also not just peace, that he gets the justice that needs to be served out here. Okay. You guys got to be careful. You don't know who you're dealing with. I'm telling you. I remember I was reading on a lady while I was reading on her and talking to her. She was a part of an old order. She grew up in an old order. Okay. I'm just saying her dad was a judge. Okay. And I don't talk about my cases because all my cases are confidentiality. Okay. But goddamn. Okay. Crazy. So, what's his name? Javon. He's lying. His ass is lying. He signed some kind of paperwork. Okay. So, thank you guys so much for joining. This is Jennifer Felix. Every time I look in that water, I see Nolan's face. So sad. And I don't feel like he has transcended or ascended. There's photos. I feel like Nolan was psychic. And I said this in one of my other videos. There's photo proof of this. Souvenirs. So they collect souvenirs. They take photos of the actual ritual. Okay. They also, I feel like they might film the rituals. Okay. I'm just saying. These are some sick motherfuckers. Okay. It says photograph. So that's why they took his phone. Okay. Why did they? Because they knew. So this is premeditated. Drinks, liquor. Okay, this is premeditated. They lied. They poisoned him. They poisoned his drink. That's why they took his phone. But there was an SOS call or text message sent out. Okay, I'm telling you. I got that energy. Okay. Yes, dark web is big money. I don't know about the dark web. I ain't trying to figure out. So here, yes. So drinks and poison, lies, and fertility. So they poisoned his drinks. They put something inside his drink. That's why he was like, okay. So this is premeditated. Yes, his physical body ascended. He needs to ascend and transcend. Okay. But a lot of people, they don't just transcend and ascend right away. Okay. It will be transcending and ascending, but he wants justice. Okay. Trust me when I tell you that. This boy wants justice. Okay. And I don't blame him. So there will be a part where he will ascend and transcend. He will go home. Yeah, they took his car keys. It's like Get Out. He couldn't go nowhere. He said healing. Okay. Healing energy here. So he is going to heal and he will transcend and ascend. Mark my words. Look at this. He's saying it. And I keep seeing his face. And it's interesting because the transcending is ascending. You look in the picture is a child, and then this child becomes a man, and there's this reflection of looking at everything, right? Because sometimes when people cross right away, they don't know they cross, okay? And then when they process everything, it takes time, okay? And when they process it, you know, a lot of them ain't happy, okay? They stay around until they get justice, okay? Or they will be around. They'll stay around, hang around, do all that, okay? So that inner child, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. Justice for Nolan. Nolan, Xavier, Wells are no, okay? Yeah, and I'm going to keep the water here, and I'm going to keep reading into the water. Because I love using all elements when I read. I will use water. I use everything I need to see. You can see, trust me. And I keep seeing his face. Yes, rest easy, rest in peace. This is so sad. Nolan, I release you. I'm just trying to help you find justice. Also on Thursday at 7 p.m., you guys get your candles out because we light the candles. When you do it as a collective, the energy is put out there for your higher self into the universe, right? And we will get justice, okay? So I'm going to ring this bell. Whew, okay, this is heavy. And this could be anybody's child, okay? These bells have their own vibrations, their own frequency. His soul is still strong. All right, thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Felix. This was for entertainment purposes. Storm is trying to get the... it looks like it's a lot of ladybugs, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and be safe, okay? Okay, so I just put the deck. I got mummy bound, tied up, and trapped. Mummy bound. So I asked, what kind of order is this? Now, many ancient cultures will mummify, right? They tried to mummify his soul, his spirit. So we can be looking at like two different kind of old hermetic orders, practices of hermetic orders or occult orders, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. It's Jennifer Felix, you guys. Thank you guys. Send me love. I love you guys. Stay safe, okay? All right, bye. Thank you for the super chats. So thank you guys for joining me. I need you guys to keep this channel going, okay? I'm demonetized, okay? So I need you guys to keep me spreading this love and the truth, okay? Somebody says Egyptian. The Mayans used to mummify. It wasn't just the Egyptians, it also was the Mayans, okay? All right, you guys, but it's a hermetic or a old way of occult knowledge, okay? And he told me look in the drawer for some reason, okay? I looked in there and I see my peace pipe, okay? All right, you guys. All right, bye. Thank you guys. Love you guys.